Point blank, if you're in telesales, especially life insurance, and you're struggling to get traction, the worst thing that you can do is throw away the playbook every time you get rattled. I talk to agents every week who say, I'm trying this new opener on YouTube, or I switched the transition to make it sound more like me, or I added this close I heard from somebody who says that they're killing it. And look, I get the temptation. You're consuming content, you're learning from multiple people. That part is actually good. But when you keep switching scripts like a Tinder date and then you're confused why nobody's committing, this is what's really happening. You're not giving yourself a chance to win. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to give you one simple rule that fixes this immediately, plus the exact moment agents panic and blow the whole call up. Before we get into it, guys, if you're new here, I'm Ryan Valet, your Fexpert or Final Expense Expert. And I've actually been doing telesales for over 4 years across multiple niches. And right now, I'm just focused on helping agents build a real business from home with a real process and real reps. If you're interested in our free lead system and the training we use day to day, check the link in the description or just email me at rykohaveitall@gmail.com. I'm happy to see if we're a good fit. Now, this video is particularly about mindset because this is not a script issue. This is a discipline issue. And the reason it matters is really simple. Your family doesn't get paid off of your potential. They get paid off of your consistency. The real problem isn't the script. Most of you aren't struggling because the script is broken. You're actually struggling because you keep changing it before you even master it. You're trying to sound smooth when you haven't even learned the basics. You're trying to add seasoning before the meat is actually cooked. You're trying to freestyle before you've actually earned the right to freestyle. And that's why the sale isn't landing, because the prospect can feel it, not because they're psychic, because uncertainty leaks. When you don't trust your words, your tone changes. When your tone changes, their confidence drops. When their confidence drops, they hesitate. When they hesitate, they stall. When they stall, you chase. And now you're going completely off script, talking too much, negotiating, explaining, educating, and trying to rescue the call with energy. Newsflash, that's not sales, it's panic with a headset. Let me make this crystal clear. If your script came from a mentor who is actively producing consistently, or at least has been there, done that recently, and you followed it word for word with intention, it will make you money, period. Not because it's magic, not because it's flashy, but because it's structured. A real script is built around how people actually buy. It breaks distractions, it builds trust, it creates clarity, and it anchors urgency and isolates objections. Plus, it also guides them to a decision they feel good about. But it only works if you trust it. And trust is built one way. You stay loyal long enough to see it work. Here's what I see happen way too often. An agent gets on a call, they get maybe to the why and they stumble a little. Then the prospect hits them with the first, I'm not interested. And instantly they abandon the process. They start improvising, they start over explaining, they start trying to be likable. They start pitching features, they start apologizing for asking questions. Then they wonder why the sale falls apart. That's like blaming the gym for not working after you walked on the treadmill once and then left. It's not that the script doesn't work, it's that you haven't worked the script. You don't get paid for owning a script, you get paid for executing one. You need to hear me on this when I say confidence doesn't come first. Competence does. You become confident after you've been bad at it. After you've tripped over your words, after you've butchered a few calls, after you've heard no 100 times, after you've watched your own recordings and said, dang, I talked too much there. I should have isolated the objection. Shit, I rushed to close. Why did I get emotional when they push back? That's when you tighten it up. That's when it starts to click. That's when your voice develops. But your voice doesn't develop by changing the script every 24 freaking hours. Your voice develops by running the same structure until your nervous system stops freaking out. Natural doesn't come first, mechanical comes first. Natural comes after repetition. Think about playing an instrument. Nobody improvises on day one. You start with scales, you start with structure, you start with the boring reps. Then one day you realize you're not thinking about the next line anymore. You're just present. That's what mastery feels like. The exact moment most agents go off script, it's right after the first bit of resistance. I'm not interested. I'm just looking. I need to think about it. I already have something. That's too expensive. Most agents hear all these and they take it personally. They interpret it as rejection. So they start performing, they start arguing, they start proving, they start dumping information, and then they start trying to sound smart. And all that does is give the prospect more room to say no. This is exactly what you need to do instead. You treat the resistance like it's normal, because it is. You stay calm. You stay in structure. You maintain your confidence in their need. You don't need new lines. You need reps on the same lines. Because the point of the script isn't to say the perfect thing. The point of the script is to keep you from emotionally reacting. Here's a simple flip you can use without going off script. When they say, I'm not interested, you say, yeah, totally fair. Is this a health issue or maybe a money issue? Then just shut up. You're not fighting, you're redirecting. You're returning to the process. That's what pros do. Now, here's the part that separates hobbyists from professionals. If you want something practical, here it is. Run one script for 30 straight calls without changing a single line. Literally not one line. Same opening, same transitions, same tone, same pacing, same close. Then after 30 calls, you can make one or maybe two tweaks. One, because then you'll know what actually moved the needle. Most agents aren't changing 5 things at once, like new opener, new rapport, new close, new value stack, new objection handling. Then they can't tell what actually worked because nothing is consistent. Consistency creates feedback. Feedback creates skill, and then skill creates confidence. You do want to sound like yourself, obviously, but you have to earn that. Master structure first. Your personality shows up naturally inside the structure later. And if you need a little more proof that this business punishes inconsistency, there's actually a LIMRA study that shows that in 2020, only 15% of full-time life insurance agents were still writing with their original IMO after 4 years. That's not a talent problem, that's a consistency problem. The ones who survive aren't hunting new lines every week. They're the ones who lock into one solid process long enough to get dangerous with it. This is what it looks like in real life. An agent runs a script for a day, they get one weird prospect is distracted, grumpy, whatever. The agent stumbles, they don't control the call, they hang up, and yeah, the script is weak. No, man, your call was weak because you're new, nervous, and don't have the reps yet. Then they change the opener. The next day, they get a different kind of prospect, and it still doesn't work. So now they change the transition. Then they add a new close. Now they've got a Frankenstein script, and the entire time they're trying to build a house while changing the foundation every single morning. You don't need a new script. You need to stop quitting on the one you have. Do me a favor and give yourself an assignment for this week. Pick one script and commit to it for 30 calls. Record your calls. Listen for 3 things only. Did you rush the transitions? Did you talk too much after resistance? Did you break structure when you got nervous? And that's it. No new lines. No TikTok patchwork. No ego, just reps. Because reps don't feel sexy, but reps print money. I'm going to say it one more time because someone needs to hear it. Consistency isn't sexy, but it's the only thing that pays you in this business. Master the script first. Your own voice will come after. Now, if this hit you, drop a comment with this sentence. I'm committing to one script for 30 calls. And tell me one spot you always go off script. Opener, price, health, or close, I don't care. If you want our system and the training we use to run this every day, check the link in the description. And remember, most people don't fail because they choose the wrong script. They fail because they quit on the right one too early. Stay loyal long enough, and the same words that felt awkward today will become the voice that changes your family's future. See you guys in the next one.